Hi, we're back. Slight technical difficulty, but
Just a little. It's called a phone call.
But we were just talking about this weekend, how it's not just the coronation, how there's much more to it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes, it's actually a 4-day weekend when having coronations. So it all starts tomorrow night, Thursday night, with our in-town cocktails, which is basically the first night of everything. It's usually it's when all of our out-of-town guests will be joining us and flying in or driving in, and it's just a way for us to all hang out and start the weekend. And that's going to be at 7 o'clock, starting at the stable. And then on Friday night is our out-of-town show, which is mainly for our out-of-town dignitaries that will be visiting. They will get a chance to perform for us here in Rhode Island. And
oh wait, so can we back up for a second? Because I keep hearing Thursday being called the in-town performance, but it's not actually a performance.
No, it's the in-town cocktails, yes. Because depending on the monarchs and how they're feeling about it and everything like that.
Favorite. Oh, we used to go there tons in college.
That's actually where we first really had lunch together. But yeah, so the in-town cocktails or in-town show, like I said, it's all depending on the monarchs and what they choose to do with it.
So does the reigning crowns get to pick what it's
the reigning monarchs decide if it's going to be in-town show or in-town cocktails. For the longest time, it was an in-town show. So all of the in-town court members, so Rhode Island court members, would perform for out-of-town guests. And then on Friday night is the out-of-town show for the out-of-town guests to perform for all of us here in Rhode Island. And then Saturday is, of course, the coronation ball, which cocktails start at 5, and then we have a 3-course meal.
So wait, back up. So Thursday is where?
At Stable.
At Stable what time?
7 o'clock.
7.
And then for the out-of-town show, that is on Friday night, starts at 7 o'clock at the Alley Cat, and then at 8 o'clock we move over to the Dark Lady, and then we continue there.
Okay.
And then on Saturday again at the Omni Hotel, cocktails at 5, then we have a 3-course meal. There'll be different performances from people from all over. There are command performances. We'll have some court performances.
Explain command performance.
A command performance is so going back to like the old age of the British and like the British hierarchy. A command performance is by the command of Her Majesty or by the command of His Majesty. Someone will come to coronation to perform because they are being commanded by the reigning monarch to come and perform. Of course, it's not as bad as it sounds. Like I command you to do it, but it's more of like an honor to be given a command.
Because I feel like Roxy was just randomly somewhere drunk. It was like, I pick you.
No. A lot of it is there's a lot of thought that goes behind who you're gonna give a command performance to. Yeah, because it's definitely people that you love to watch perform, and you want to showcase their performance and showcase to others what they can do. And so a lot of it a lot of thought goes into who you give your command performances to.
I have another question about Thursday.
Yes.
So Thursday, is there like a big long list of who's going to perform from out of town, or do they just show up and they sign up like we're going to play pool?
No, on Friday night. So Friday night is the out of town.
Yes, Friday. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes. So it's what it is really it's the reigning monarchs from out of town. So if we have the reigning emperor and empress from New York and the reigning emperor and empress from Saskatchewan, I don't know.
Is that Canada?
Canada?
Is Saskatchewan in Canada?
You mean Canada?
Yes.
Yes, and we actually
as opposed to Spainland.
Yes, and we actually do have a court in Saskatchewan. So if we have the reigning monarchs from there, then they would be the ones to perform, as well as reigning imperial crown princes and princesses would be able to perform as well.
So have you already seen a list?
No, we don't know who is there until they show up.
Oh, okay.
And pretty much what it is they show up if they want to perform. They're not required to perform if they're monarchs. But if they want to perform, they bring us their music, and we then put them in an order that we create there, and we go from there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And then Sunday, after all of the festivities on Saturday, we do have our victory brunch, which is always fun because it's always so nice to get up and have a drag queen put on a face at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh.
That's hysterical sometimes.
Which is getting painted, I learned last night.
Yes, when you get painted, that means you're putting your makeup on.
Because I kept picturing like spray painting, like spray tan. And she's like, no, just putting on my face.
No,
and I'm thinking like somebody's got like a big like spray
yes,
thing.
That's all the
spray tan.
That's the different lingo that you hear a lot with drag queens, which I've heard a lot over the years. It's so you're painting, or you're beating your mug, or you're putting on a face and stuff like that. And it's so funny, all the different phrases that they have. So either you're painting, beating your mug.
Yeah, I was asking her if she would do my hair because I am not good at being a girl. And she's like,
neither am I.
Right? She's like, make sure you put your makeup on before you come down. And I'm like, oh, makeup. Okay.
So beat your mug before
Right.
you go down and see her to do your hair. Do you know where beat your mug comes from?
No.
So the term beat your mug actually comes from when they are putting the powder on. They're literally beating their face with the powder puff to get the powder in. Like when you see drag queens doing their makeup, they're literally slapping themselves in the face over and over and over again, putting the powder on. So that's actually where the term beat your mug comes from.
Let's talk about, so you were running.
Yes.
Unopposed, right?
Yes, running unopposed.
Let's talk about that whole process and like how you win, because you don't just automatically win.
No, you don't just automatically win. So there's actually a whole process on to even becoming a candidate, actually.
Right?
I'm getting to the right-hand lane because this is a left turn only lane.
Okay.
So this whole process actually started back in December, actually, because in December is when they released the applications to apply to become a candidate. And then in the beginning of January, that is a bus.
Well, I have a green light.
So do they.
But I have the right of way. Always in life, I have the right of way.
Not when it comes to a really big bus.
No one was hurt.
So then in January is when applications were due, and it's a long application. It's a couple pages long, about 7 questions or so. And then at the end of January, you have your interview with the Monarch Candidacy Committee. Well, there's the Omni right there.
This is the Omni?
That's the Omni right there.
Oh, way to pick a little one.
And then with all of that, there are certain qualifications that you need to have to even put in an application. And then you go through the interview process. They ask you all sorts of questions. It's a committee of 9 people, I believe.
See?
Or like, 8 people, excuse me.
How do you, I'm totally just going through a light and everything's red. So where do you park for this mother of an Omni? Like, do they charge you to park here? They must.
Well, I know
right?
they have valet parking.
There's Omni Hotel.
And I know they have parking garages and everything like that.
Yes.
I will probably be the one to park at the mall since it's connected.
But aren't you here for like days?
Yeah. I'll figure out something.
It's gonna cost you like $100,000 for 3 days.
Maybe.
Oh look, we're in a dark tunnel. So this is where I park to go to school. I'm finishing up my master's in adult education at Rhode Island College, University of Rhode Island. I don't even know where I go right now. Tommy and I went to Rhode Island College. So, but URI, I park right here, and then I walk my ass down blocks and blocks to the Providence campus of URI.
God bless you.
But I'm done with classes. One more paper and a presentation, and I am done.
Nice, very nice.
Okay. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. What were you talking about?
The candidacy process.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
questions. So what were the questions?
So the questions is, why do you think you would be a good candidate to run for monarch?
And this is all super top secret too, right? Until you get to
you're not allowed to talk about if you're thinking of running or if you are putting in an application. The only time you get to start to talk about being a candidate is when you're finally announced as a candidate. So I had been thinking about it since last summer, actually. And once I took out the application in December, and then I put the application in at the beginning of January, I could not talk about it with anyone. So that was definitely a hard thing for me. Because as you know me, I like to talk. So
right, you're not good at secrets.
So I couldn't tell anyone that I was thinking about running or even putting an application in. So then you go through the interview process with the committee, and they ask you all types of questions. I was in that interview for, I believe, about an hour or so.
And the committee was made up of
it's made,
board members?
Well, there is 2 board members, 2 community members, or 2 members from of the membership of the court, and then 1 member from the College of Monarchs. And the College of Monarchs is all of the past emperors and empresses. And then there is an alternate for each of those. So it's a total of 8 people altogether that's in the room, and everyone can ask you questions. And I was in there for about an hour, and then they deliberate, and then they're the ones who decide if they think I should even move forward to be a candidate. Fortunately, they all said yes. For me to be a candidate, which was wonderful. And then so starting on January 23rd all the way up until February 23rd, I was allowed, not February 23rd, March 23rd. So for 2 months, I went out into the city to campaign, to talk to people about voting.
Can we talk about this college? What did you call it?
The College of Monarchs.
Okay, because they overrule everything, right?
Not necessarily overrule.
But they can. Like, if there's, like, a really tough decision or something, they step in, right?
Sometimes. It depends on what the decision is.
So how many active members of the college are there?
I'm not sure of how many are active, but I know, like, at last year's coronation, there were 17 college members there.
Okay.
Now, you do the math. We've had 25 reigns.
50.
We've had 25 reigns.
So that's 50 people.
And, well, some reigns only had 1 person.
Oh, really?
Then
free plays down here.
Then there were some reigns that there weren't a set of monarchs, because we had a monarch council, so there wasn't any new monarchs. So
I mean, a council, like multiple monarchs.
Correct, multiple past monarchs to help make the decisions and rule over the reign for the year. Yeah, so it depends on what the decision is. It depends on what needs to be done, and so it's between the College of Monarchs and the board of directors. So that make all the decisions.
Cool.
Really.
So wait,
roads.
so I know it's like an earthquake. So you are only allowed to campaign through March?
Yep, 2 months.
You can't campaign anymore?
I cannot campaign anymore.
So how would they know?
They watch. People watch a lot all the time. So it all just go with that and goes with the flow.
And now you have to, so only everybody votes at, I'm totally just, a stop sign's optional. So everybody votes at the coronation.
Correct, at coronation.
And it's tightly monitored.
Correct.
I'm actually going to help with the voting, but we have to check IDs.
Because only
certain
people can vote. You have to hold a ticket for 1. And then 2, you have to have a Rhode Island license or be within our Massachusetts realm. So we have 4 counties in Massachusetts. Right? Sometimes.
Because somebody in the court.
There are some people in Connecticut,
right?
yes. But they're like just over the border. But you have to be a member of, like, if you're out of state, Like if you're in Connecticut, you have to be a member of the Rhode Island court. So you have to be either living in Rhode Island and not a member, or you can be a member, or you can be within our Massachusetts counties. We have 4 counties in Massachusetts.
So wait, you can live in Rhode Island and not be a member?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I thought you had to be a member.
To vote? No.
Oh.
Anyone in Rhode Island can vote, as long as you have a Rhode Island license, or the 4 counties in Massachusetts, which are the Norfolk County, Worcester County, Plymouth, and Bristol. So any 4 of those counties, which is a lot of cities and towns and everything, I looked it up myself, are able to vote. And then if you live out of states, like we do have some members who live out of state. Some past monarchs live like down in North Carolina, down that way.
Where's Kitty Litter now?
She's down in the Carolinas, either north or south. I can't remember which. I want to say north.
Still.
But so Kitty Litter was Emperor 3.
Oh.
And is still allowed to vote.
I thought she's a member.
She is a member, but she's a past emperor.
So if you're a past emperor, you can just vote without being a member?
Well, they're automatically a member. If you're a past
member
monarch.
For life.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Once you become a monarch, you're a monarch for life.
Cool. I'm learning.
Mm-hmm.
So then what was question 2?
Honestly, I don't remember. It was a a while ago. That's a lot of the questions. Some of them is like, what would you change? What is something that you would change about the Imperial Court of Rhode Island? Why do you feel like you'd be a good monarch and stuff like that?
So what's your focus going to be if you reign?
My focus is really there's actually 2 things. One is to diversify the court. A lot of people, a lot of outsiders see the court as the drag queen club because it's a lot of drag queens. Don't get me wrong, I love my queens, but I would love to diversify the court to really bring all walks of life into the court. So I want to try and bring more guys into the court, more members of our trans community into the court, people of color, some more biological women. I really want to strengthen the membership itself with a lot of different types of people in the court. And then the other thing that I really want to do is I really want to start to bridge the gap between a lot of the different organizations within the LGBT community in Rhode Island, because we have so many different organizations, and I want us to be able to work a lot more closely together.
And I would love to help you with that.
Yes,
for sure.
That would be great. And so it's definitely a lot of work to be able to do that.
I almost killed another lady, but that was her fault. She was not looking and just walking across the road. Clearly her fault. That only makes like 8 people during this car ride that I almost killed.
Maybe about a dozen.
Not including us.
Maybe about a dozen or so.
But who's counting?
So really to bridge that gap between the different organizations that we have, and I'm not saying that there's gaps between everyone, of course, but it just takes that one person to have a feud with someone that could really make a difference. And so I'm really trying to bring all of that together, because to be able to work as one community, we need to.
Well, I heard that a lot of what the problem has been between different groups is that people, like the presidents that were presidents for a long time, got into a fight between groups. But right now in the LGBTQ nonprofit community, there's a lot of new leaders.
Correct.
That are just stepping up.
Yeah, there's a lot of new leaders that are stepping up, and it's really great to see that too.
Yeah, well, it's a good time to try to start uniting everybody.
It is, and that's the thing. A lot of the new leaders that I'm seeing step up, I know, have a lot of great ideas, and if I were to step up as emperor, I look forward to working with them to be able to bring all of it together. Because again, like, we want to have unity in our community, but I know that was corny. But we need to be able to work with each other to be able to have that. Yeah. So that's what I'm really hoping for and striving for, if I am to ascend this weekend.
Yeah, well, because definitely at the core, most of the groups want awareness, equality.
Exactly.
And like a voice. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like there might be all these other little ideas going on about how they can do that and which specific groups they're targeting, but underlying, everybody just wants to be treated like a person.
Exactly, and that's the thing, and that
feel safe.
And that's the thing, and it's not even just the LGBT community, really. It's just humanity as a whole, really. Honestly, that we want to be accepted, we want to be loved, we want to be respected, and not pigeonholed into one certain ideal or anything like that. And so we just got to work together to be able to accomplish all of that. And that's definitely what I'm hoping to do. I definitely want to do events this year that will, with every event we have different beneficiaries, and so I definitely want to do events for different beneficiaries that we haven't done events for before, or that we haven't done for them in a while. I would definitely like to bring back those beneficiaries to try and raise some money for them and bring some more focus onto them.
Have like some kind of goal of like how many events you do per month? Or like, are you just trying to fit in as many as you can do?
Well, I'm definitely trying to fit in as many as I can do. I'm definitely one of those worker bees that I like to plan, so I kind of already have a spreadsheet filled up with a huge amount of events that I want to try to accomplish.
Yeah.
I try to set realistic goals. So I'm very fortunate that the people that I have surrounding me, if I am to step up with namely my Regent Empress and my Imperial Crown Prince and all those people who I've asked to be my support system. A lot of them, they're all worker bees with me, and so they would be able to help me.
Did you say Regent Empress?
Regent Empress, yes.
Oh, what is that?
A regent is a past emperor or empress that has reigned before, that will step up and be the monarch in that place because there was no new candidate to take that spot.
So did you already pick an empress you would like to be your...
I actually don't have that choice.
Oh.
That is actually selected by the College of Monarchs. The College of Monarchs, they have their meeting, and they pretty much ask for volunteers of who volunteers to step up as Regent Empress, and then they have a discussion, and then they have a vote. And this year, because we didn't have an Empress candidate at all, so we had no one running for Empress, they had to name a Regent Empress. And so this year they voted, and Empress, she was Emperor 15, switch lines, and then was Empress 22. Yes, Empress 22, Jealousy Jones will be stepping up as Regent Empress this year.
It's funny to me that they feel like they have to fill both lines, even though there's a third line also. You know what I mean? It almost seems like it should be like whoever wants to.
Well, because the third line isn't fully into play yet.
But do you know what I mean? Like this year there's 2 empresses, so why couldn't they bring 2 emperors?
Well, because it all depends on who is willing and available to.
I see.
So yeah, so with the people I have surrounding me, they're all worker bees, and so I feel confident that I would be able to achieve the different goals that I have set out for myself for this upcoming reign if I am to step up.
So we have a rockin' trivia plan for May.
Yeah.
Do you have any other events kind of planned out?
Well, there's a couple events that they've kind of turned into annual events. There is Crowns and Cuffs, which is an annual event that actually Roxy started 2 years ago herself when she was ICP. That is always to benefit our scholarship fund.
What is a cuff, do I ask?
Crowns and Cuffs?
Yeah.
You know, like handcuffs?
I know, but why? Like, why does...
Something different.
Oh, like people just walk around in handcuffs?
No, it's more just the theme, really. And then something that we started last year, which was our charity softball game that we had.
Yes.
that was one team full of drag queens and the other team filled with members from the Renaissance City Softball League.
Which I should quick plug is our opening day is April 29th.
Yes.
For all those that would like to attend. And we're doing a Family Equality Day the following month that hopefully Tommy will help with.
Maybe we'll see if I'm in state.
Right.
But yeah, so we had our charity softball game last year that went over very well, so we'll definitely be trying to do that again this year. And different types of events. I wanna try and do like some sort of a country type event, like a save a horse, ride a cowboy type event. I don't know. And something that I've seen other courts do that I think would go very well is like just a spaghetti dinner. Like honestly, no show, no drag, no nothing. Just getting together and sitting down and having spaghetti dinner, and you pay a certain price to come in and eat, and that money that is raised with the tickets goes to a beneficiary.
Well, I told you I started putting together an intergenerational dinner for May too, right? With Sage. So that's going to be Thai food.
Oh, nice.
But yeah.
Pun intended.
Thai food. But yeah. I got to pick a date for that though. But that's a good one. It's kind of like along the lines of what you're talking about.
Yeah, definitely.
And then that's nice because they do, it's going to be at Lemongrass. And they do like a flat fee and do like a huge buffet. And,
oh, nice.
You know, we don't have to clean or set up or anything.
Oh, that's even better.
And it's very reasonably priced. So, excited about that.
That's always nice, yes.
I have a special place in my heart for Sage, which is for older LGBTQ. And I volunteer for them also. So, I do...
Yeah, you're part of the advisory committee, right?
Yeah,
or advisory board?
It's a... I forget what they call it. It's a kind of a board right now. What do they call it?
Advisory?
It's not an advisory board though. It's like an inter something board until they can vote.
Intergenerational?
Yeah, but I love my Sage. Yeah. So I'm on that for Sage. I run Babies for Us. I'm the non-profit liaison for Renaissance City Softball League. You had me join the Imperial Court.
You're just spreading yourself out there.
I know. Family Equality Council. I'm on a advisory council for Family Equality Council, which is a national group. Nice. I feel like there's one more, but that's what I got. Oh, just a regular softball board. Pawtucket has a league Tuesday, Thursday.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
on their board.
Very nice, very nice.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I keep myself busy as well.
Yes.
But the court definitely keeps me very busy.
Oh, I guess. Where's the next place you're traveling to?
Next place I'm traveling to is actually Western Mass, so not that far.
All the way to the next state.
All the way to Springfield, Massachusetts, for their coronation, and then that's actually next weekend. So this weekend is our coronation. Next weekend is Western Mass, and then next month in May I will be in Buffalo, New York, and then the following weekend after that will be San Antonio, Texas. Actually.
Oh, you're going back to Texas?
Yeah. So I am all over the place.
What are they doing this time?
What do you mean?
Well, because didn't you already go there for their coronation?
I went to Fort Worth.
Oh.
So Texas actually has 6 courts altogether because of how large they are.
Wow.
So they have the United Courts of Texas, which is their large umbrella, but they have 6 courts in Texas. They have Fort Worth, San Antonio, Houston, Dallas, Waco, and Corpus Christi. So they have 6 different courts in there, and then they have Oklahoma, which is the unspoken 7th court of the United Courts of Texas.
Unspoken?
Yes,
like because it's the redheaded stepchild.
Exactly, yeah, because they're so close to the Texas border, and they're like within that diamond, whatever shape that is. So it's the unspoken 7th court of the United Courts of Texas.
Oh, that's wicked funny.
So yeah, month ago I was in Fort Worth, and so next month I will be in San Antonio.
So how do you find out about all these coronations?
Well,
is there just like a overall website?
Yep, there's a website called impcourt.org. There's impcourt.org.
And do you have to be a MIG to?
You don't. No, you don't. It's all out there in the public, and it's great because on the website it gives all the huge history of the international court system itself. So from when it first started over 50 years ago with Mama Jose, and.
So where was the first court?
San Francisco.
Did you just say that?
No.
Okay, good. I might have zoned out for a second.
No.
We traveled by some Dutch houses, and I'm always like, where are there Dutch houses in Rhode Island?
Yep, right over here. But
right.
But yeah, so on the web, like, it gives the huge history about the court and different things that the international court system will be doing. And then there's also the links that have the listing of all of the courts throughout the entire country, Canada, and Mexico. All of them listed out individually, and they have all of their court information, such as when their coronations will be, who their reigning monarchs are, and all that fun stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's definitely it's a lot of fun. That's how you find out about it, and also how you really can connect with all your different friends through the court system. Then of course Facebook is just golden because then you really get to connect with everyone that way.
Right. Well, do you want to talk about Rhode Island quick? Because we talked about like every other state. Like we talked about the coronation, but like what's the like Rhode Island? There's a board, and then there's general members. And...
That's about it. Yeah. It's the board of directors, and then the general membership, and then we have our College of Monarchs, which is all the past emperors and empresses. And like I said, the Imperial Court, we are 25 years old, going into our 26th year. Started by B.B. Hayes and Ralph Martino, and Fitz and Lee Daniels. Yep, right there. Just don't get hit.
Right. I feel like I can do this.
But yeah, so it started 25 years ago, and it's going strong. And yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I have a lot of fun with it because for the longest time I've always been trying to find some place that I fit in this community, honestly. And because like I didn't fit with all the different types of crowds that they had, and the different clubs and everything.
Stop sign?
And so just trying to figure out where I belonged, and finding the Imperial Court honestly really helped me figure that out. And I've definitely found my place within this community. So it's.
And you also do a lot of good though.
Yes, exactly.
It's
and
not just like
and
a
that's the thing.
social club.
And that's the thing. It's like I found my place, and I get to do good at the same time, because I've gotten a lot out of this community. They've done a lot for me, and I finally actually get to do something for them as well. So it's even better that way.
Yay. Look at, and we survived our ride.
Dear
we
God.
didn't kill anybody.
Right, that's the best part.
So thank you. Talk to you soon.
Bye.